How to be happy and stay happy. It's a topic that I get asked about a lot. I've interviewed over 1,500 people for jobs between our last company and this company, and I always ask people one simple question. What do you want? What are you really trying to do with your life? Not your career, but with your life. And the answer is almost invariably the same. I want to be happy. But people don't know what actually makes them happy. And the reason that I think people don't know what makes them happy is there are two kinds of happiness, and one is so very fleeting. And the reason I wanted to talk about this question is it actually has the audacity to ask the second part, which is how do I stay happy? So the first thing is to recognize that there are two different types of happiness. There's momentary happiness, simply hedonistic pleasures. So a bowl of ice cream is amazing, pizza, hanging out with your friends, doing nothing for an hour, a massage, vacation, all of those things are amazing. They're as amazing as you think they are. They're always going to be cool. So you can see how momentary pleasure is never going to lead to sustained happiness. But the question is why? Well, first, the momentary happinesses are by their very nature, they're neurochemistry. So something you usually ingest or encounter triggers a cascade in your brain that is by definition going to be temporary. Ultimately, those chemicals are going to be uptaken by your body and they will disappear, and your body will try to return to homeostasis. So when you're talking about something that is neurochemistry based, by definition, your body is going to go back to equilibrium. That's what it does. It's always trying to get you back to a set point. So when you have that mechanism at work, no matter how amazing that thing is, the most amazing vacation, by the end of it, you want to go home. The most amazing cake, by the time you finish it, you don't want any more. Just the body's ability to rapidly bring you back to neutral is very distressing when what you're trying to seek is happiness and you're using momentary happiness to do it. Also, your body begins to build up a tolerance. So even the love of your life, somebody who lit you on fire, who you couldn't imagine your life without, all you ever wanted was to be with that person for one more minute, get one more kiss before they walk out the door. Even that person becomes the person at some point that you get fed up with if you're not careful. And the reason is that the body begins to need more stimulus in order to get the same effect. And what once gave you that amazing neurochemical rush no longer does. And people who aren't prepared for the way that a relationship ebbs and flows and changes, and the value that a relationship delivers to your life changes over time, and if you're always trying to recapture that drug-like effect, you're going to be left wanting more. And that brings us to why happiness is one of the most seemingly elusive things. And it's because people, instead of relishing momentary happiness for what it is, incredibly transient, for recognizing that the very thing that makes momentary happiness so pleasurable is that it doesn't last. That's the value. And when you can recognize that momentary happinesses are amazing and you should enjoy them when appropriate and really take the time to be grateful for those awesome things that you have in your life, a vacation, a piece of cake, a bowl of ice cream, a kiss from a lover, whatever the case may be, all of those things will be transient, and that's their beauty. When you understand that, then you can open your mind to the important part, which is when people say they want happiness, they've chosen the wrong word. And oftentimes I find in life, it's a game of words. It's a game of definitions. It's a game of how you frame something. So instead of trying to chase happiness, recognize what Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor, said: happiness, like success, it cannot be pursued, it must ensue. And it ensues from choices. It ensues from your framing. It ensues from all the other elements of your life. And the key to fulfillment, to truly lasting happiness, is to become something. And in being something, in working towards something, in that you gain a sense of self. And the most fundamental building block in the acquisition of a self that you are proud of is progress. Find something that you're interested in and gain mastery. And in gaining mastery, in getting better, in working and pushing yourself, not only is there going to be a connection between effort and reward, but you get to tap into that innate. And that's really, it really helped me to understand that that's innate. Humans are an active species that desire to go into an environment and literally conquer that environment. And look at what humans have done. If you look at us as a member of the animal kingdom, the way that we have transcended, the way that we have gone into any environment that you put us in, from the Arctic to sub-Saharan Africa, to the moon, to Mars, we will ultimately gain mastery over those environments. And when we gain mastery over those, we will look for the next area, because that's what we are. We're a busy species that innately desires to gain mastery. And when you understand that we have an innate drive to gain mastery, you understand that the way that evolution rewards us for doing that is by filling us with a sense of fulfillment. And you feel good. That progress feeds you. It's why no one wants to be stuck with the same job title and the same pay for a long period of time. It's the reason that people set goals and then march towards them. It's the reason that people run marathons. They set something and they work for it, and they go and they make these choices along the way, and they prove to themselves in those moments of discipline and self-denial and going through the pain and proving to themselves that they have grit, that they redefine to themselves who they are. And that becoming, that metamorphosis, that is fulfillment. That is lasting happiness. Chasing that vision of who you want to be and really going after it and proving to yourself along the way that you've got the guts and the courage to sustain the course. You don't ever have to cross the finish line. It's literally irrelevant. Because as soon as you cross the finish line, if you really want to sustain that happiness, you're going to have to push the finish line away again. Because it's about becoming something. That's how you sustain happiness.